Greetings, Inspiry fam, and welcome to Love Inspiry YouTube. It's your girl, Angie, the founder of Love Inspiry LLC, where our mission is to build more powerful, more transparent, and more durable relationships. And we do that through helping couples overcome their relationship adversity, as well as preparing individuals to enter healthy relationships. This week's episode, we are discussing, is marriage more of a commitment than having a child out of wedlock? Stick around and let's talk love. This topic was inspired by some Shaderoom drama that I saw recently about Tiny's daughter, Zanique, having a child out of wedlock with a rapper. And so there was some dialogue happening in the Shaderoom, and I wanted to get on it and talk about my feelings about the situation and just the deeper meaning of what was said. Before we get started, I am going to read the comment so you can understand exactly where I'm coming from and you can follow along with this video. The comment read, after Zanique dropped her maternity photo, some folks started to question her wanting to be the mother of a man's child as opposed to his wife. Z spoke out, making it clear that marriage is a bigger commitment to her than having a baby, and Tiny spoke to Page 6 to double down on her daughter's decision. Tiny said, Zanique is a very well-rounded woman. She's not fast. Tiny said, I was not married and I turned out fine. I did not struggle. I was out there getting my money. I mean, I had a baby father, but we weren't married and I lived a good life. Zanique lived a great life. She did not want for, and then it says click to continue the article. And so this is what we're going to be discussing today. Is marriage really a bigger commitment than having a baby, and just the mindset people have now when it comes to choosing having children over entering marriage, and what does that really truly mean for the child and, you know, the development of the child as they grow older and learn how to navigate through their own relationships. So let's get started. Okay guys, so we are getting ready to chat. So there was a lot of different comments going on in the Shaderoom. I mean, a lot. And majority of them were really defending and harping on the fact that why aren't people striving for marriage? Or why are people striving to be a baby's mother these days? You know, why aren't they looking for something more as opposed to being somebody's a third baby mama or somebody's just baby mama in general? You know, there's so much more to life than that. And then there was this one comment that really brought things into perspective for me. Now, at the time, I had an opinion, but at the time when I saw this person's perspective from a married woman, I was like, wow, that makes a whole lot of sense. And so basically what she was saying is the fact that she's married, obviously. So if you're not married, you wouldn't understand this concept of every single day you make an active choice to get up and love this person beyond fault, to love this person beyond their mistakes, not wring their neck on, days and moments where you're just like had it up to here with that person. It's a choice. Whereas when you have a child, you kind of know that this child is relying on you. So it's not as easy to leave that child as it is the relationship. And here's where my issue comes into place. We have to stop thinking that we can get into these relationships just to leave, especially marriage, because that's what she was talking about. Marriage is a bigger commitment than having a baby. We have to stop getting it in our head that I'm going to get in this marriage and when I get pissed off, I'm going to leave the relationship. I simply feel like the same way that you nurture a baby, the same way that you nurture, if you're a gym rat, the same way that you nurture if you like playing the piano like myself, the same way that you nurture getting up and going to work every day, even though you hate it, is the same way that you should nurture your relationship. We have to start getting into these relationships to fight for the person that we love. Love every day is not an easy day. It gets better as time goes on, but we have to start really taking into consideration that nothing in life will come easy, and that includes your relationship. We're going to have hiccups. You're going to have bumps. You're going to have hurdles that you're going to have to jump over. I say this over and over and over again because it's true. The same way that you're going to have hurdles with that baby that you're, that you're about to give birth to. That child may be a huge disobedient. That child, God forbid, could have it, not speaking on hers, but just speaking in general. Your child can have a disability that can place you into a a situation where you have a lot of adversity. I have 2 nephews that are autistic, where it's a lot of adversity dealing with a child with a disability. So much can come up, but that's what you do with that child. You help, you do what you can to make them better. And if we start doing that with our relationships, we can start having better relationships. We can start having good quality relationships. We can start having healthy marriages that can give these kids something to look forward to. My mission in life when I have children is for my kids to look at my marriage and just be like, wow, I want that. I want to get married one day, and bring back that respect and that honor that was once there in marriage. We have to change our mindset to get there. Listen, guys, I understand that stuff happens. You get out here, you're having fun, you're having a good time, and you're not really thinking about what's going on in that moment. Listen, when it glistens, you got to just listen to it and go take it for what it's worth. I get all that. However, we have to start being more selective in who we partner with, who we have sex with, because one thing that just irritates my nerve is when people say, I wasn't expecting to get pregnant, or if you're out here having sex without a condom, you better dang well thinking in the back of your head that you finna have a baby, period. Like, I don't care about any of that. That's just one thing that just irks my spirit when I hear people say that. However, that's why you have to be selective in who you are having unprotected sex with. You can't just jump into a relationship and then have unprotected sex, because you don't know what's going to happen, what God is going to give to you. And then, you have this situation where you're dealing with somebody who is just a piece of garbage. They have no, how many times do we hear people talk about the father of their children? Women are definitely most famous for this. Like, they do all this stuff, they have a child with them, and then they talk about the man like a junkyard dog. But did you take the time to get to know this person? Because eventually, if he was a dog, he would have showed you he was a dog somewhere down the line, and you would have never gotten into bed with him and been in this situation where now you have to deal with him for the next 18 years or however long, whatever the case may be. So just be selective. Like, I understand stuff happens. I'm not judging at all. But be selective in who you are partnering with. Take that time to build that foundation. I'm telling y'all, one day y'all gonna hear me and listen to me when I tell y'all that foundation is very significant when it comes time to have a solid and really good relationship. You have to take the time to learn who you are dealing with, learn what you are dealing with, and learn, just in the event that it does not work out, how is this person going to be a mother or a father? How is this person going to treat your child? If they get into another relationship, who are they going to choose to be in their child's life? You have to think about all this. We can have healthy mixed families, because I know, like I said, stuff happens. I have a huge mixed family. I have a stepmom, I have a stepdad, mother, a father, I have a huge mixed family. So I understand the dynamics of stuff just not happening. Trust me, I'm not judging anybody, and I hope that it doesn't come across like this. However, you still have to be mindful of who you are letting into your life. And if you are choosing somebody that has no, haven't talked about morals and values and, family ethics and things of that sort with them, you have no idea. It takes more than a few months to get to know who you are dealing with and the integrity of a person. So just keep that in mind, of being mindful of when it glistens and you listen and you gotta listen. Just be mindful of who you're letting it glisten around, okay? If you get my drift, okay? Just be mindful of that. One of the other things that piqued my attention was when Tiny said that she did this and, she's okay and this, that, and the third. That very well may be true. However, it's about wanting better for your children than what you have and what you've gone through. Obviously, if you've been in a relationship where, you've had a baby with somebody and it didn't work out, the challenges that are faced. Just in challenges are faced in marriage too. But it's about breaking generational curses and creating a solid family dynamic. Now, again, Just because you have a two-parent household doesn't mean that your dynamic is solid. It's about creating that. And that starts with us and how we create relationships with our significant other, how we build our foundation to show our children that this is how you love a person. This is how you respect a person. This is how you compromise. This is how you handle conflict. We do all of that. We are the first teachers to our children. We show them how to carry on in day-to-day basis. That's why when you see little bad children running around and disrespectful kids, the first people they blame are the parents, because you're supposed to be teaching them how to act, how to behave, how to respect adults, how to greet people, and things of that sort. My grandparents were very strict when it came to me respecting adults as a child. I couldn't walk in a place and not speak to an adult. Like, what? I ain't never heard of that before. Like, that just was not happening. But, just on a more serious note, we teach our children that. And, when I see broken homes now and men not knowing how to love women, that all just brings back the fact that where was the mother and father in the household? And then if the mother and the father were in the household, how were they being intentional about helping their children have healthy lifestyles that can lead to healthy adolescents, that lead to healthy young adults, that lead to healthy men and women? We can break these general curses by our action. Like I said, I know stuff happens in the relationship where it just does not work out. However, you still have an obligation even after that relationship to compromise, to communicate effectively, so that the child can understand that two adults can coexist in a positive manner, even if they're not getting along or even if they're not together. And so I know, like I said, I know stuff happens because I have such a blended family. But we have to be, we have to use our common sense when we are discussing things in front of a child, or, how we behave in front of our children, because they are picking up on so much from us. Like I talked about in another previous video, they pick up on things that you think that they don't pick up on. So if you're talking about a parent in front of them, they're hearing this. If you are, talking about things like child support and stuff like that, they're hearing this. I've heard so many children talk about child support, and it's like, what do you even know about child support? Because you was in some adults grown conversation. So if something, if it were to happen, you still have an obligation to break that general curse of saying, I am going to do better for the sake of my child, because I do feel like the kids that come from broken homes, they're going through this generational curse. They come from broken homes. I still feel like if you do the right thing, the child can come out just okay. In my family, my dad was married to a woman, his previous wife, and my mom and even my stepdad, we all came around. We all got together. We did things. We went outside to the pool. We had cookouts and things of that sort. We were just a huge blended family with no rift and wrath, and that created a really good. I feel like I would have been a lot worse off if I didn't have that, because it created and it showed me that everybody can get along. We can all get along. We all have this one person in common. So let's be cordial. Let's be positive for that child. And so this can be done because I've seen it be done. Now, I'm not saying you have to be as extra as my family and go to cookouts with the person, but what you do in front of the child, make sure that it is acceptable, first of all to the Lord, first of all to you, and to what you want your child to be as they grow up and enter their relationships with people. I'm curious to know your comments of, do you think marriage is more of a commitment than having a child without a husband first? I feel like both of them present their own challenges. Do I want to have a child without being married first? No, I do not. However, and this is where the comment was made that comes into place, and this is the issue that I have with this. The reason why people say that marriage is more of a commitment than having a child before marriage is because people don't value relationships anymore. And that's just what it boils down to. People don't have the work ethic for relationships. They don't want to put effort into the relationship. And that's why it becomes easier to just go ahead and have this child and deal with the aftermath of that later on, because we don't know what's coming down the line. So I think it's all about educating going forward individuals to have healthy relationships. And that's what Love Inspiry LLC is about. So you have come to the right place if you're looking to have quality relationships. Now, I can't convince you to do anything. I could just tell you what God has given me to share. You know, a lot of people, you know, I've seen a lot of comments, and I've seen a lot of, gotten a lot of personal messages where people hear what I'm saying, but they're not ready to listen to what I'm saying. All I can do is present you with the information and hope that you, you know, take it for what it's worth, and know that I would never lead anybody astray, or I don't follow any advice that you know I wouldn't take myself. So I never say anything that I don't, you know, wholeheartedly believe in that I wouldn't take for my own self. However, again, both of them can present challenges, and all I'm saying is you won't have this mindset and you won't feel this way is if you start creating quality relationships, if you start having building that foundation and value who you allow into your life, who you around, your aura. Like, this is your energy. Like, your whole body, your whole essence, that's your temple. And you don't want just anybody to come up into your temple, into your space, and try to, you know, pour some Satan oil on it or whatever the case may be. Like, you want quality people in your life, people that's adding something to you. And I think when we start doing that, being selective, start having a different mindset, then we can start building these quality relationships, and we can start understanding that it's okay to aspire. It's good to aspire marriage before having a child. You know, that's not, it's traditional, but I feel like it's the right way to go for you and for the benefit of the child. And like I said, this is not a judgment video. I understand that stuff happens, but going forward, I feel like we just need to start valuing the relationships that we have, and putting that respect and honor on them, and working at them like we work at anything else. Okay, fam, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. And if you like the video, hit the like button. If you are already part of the fam, I thank you for tuning in with us and sharing with us as we encourage and inspire the world through love, one person at a time, one relationship at a time. That's what this video is all about. It's about creating healthy relationships. I feel like once we can create healthy relationships, it starts with us, and then bring children into the world. I feel like the whole family dynamic, especially within the Black community, will most definitely change. Not creating broken homes. And then, like I said, if something were to happen and it was a broken home for whatever reason, then we can deal with that after that. But it's about creating solid foundations within ourselves first, within the man and the woman first, and then going out and starting a family and building that way. You know, it starts with us and what we choose to do, and our actions. And our actions most definitely impact our children in the long haul. Trust me. And I was just talking to somebody the other day and saying how parents don't understand how their actions impact adults, you know, in their future lives. You know, if you're not letting a child see their parent, or if you are talking about the parent in front of the child, you know, you have to let these kids form their own decisions on their parents. You can't tell them how to feel about them just because you're mad at them. So let's just start having quality relationships. You know, for people that desire to be a wife first, don't let nobody convince you that that's traditional and that's old school. No, it's the right way to go, you know, for having, you know, for wanting to have that family dynamic. But like I said, you don't just want to have the family dynamic, you want to have a healthy family dynamic, and it starts with you, and then it starts with how you're going to pour into your relationship so your kids can see that positivity that they need to thrive and survive in their life as they travel this journey. So I'll see you guys all in the next video next week. We will be talking about staying through intolerable behaviors. Yes, I have some things that I want to talk about with a celebrity couple that's going on. You know, I'm inspired by things negative, positive, and all that in between. So join us next Wednesday as we do our normal scheduled YouTube program. And don't forget the Breakover series, Sundays, every Sunday. I think the last episode will air sometime in October, I want to say, or November, early November. So stick with us. We have some really good stuff going on. Don't forget to head over to our website, www.loveinspiry.com. We have some ebooks out, some workshops out, and we have some new stuff coming out. Again, like I said on my Facebook pages and Instagram pages. This Monday, I am out of commission, so I will not be posting as much as possible. I am due to take a 2-week break regarding my tendonitis and carpal tunnel in my left hand. So I'm working. I'm trying to, still produce content as well as, just live and take care of my own health. So thank you guys all for sticking it out with me. Have a blessed day.